name is Tonya Lagrasta. I'm the head of ESG at Colliers here in Canada. I lead our corporate sustainability social impact work, as well as lead our national sustainability solutions practice. I would say the first one is that everyone underestimates the scope and scale and how multi-decade this challenge is that they have to solve. Secondly, I would say upfront cost. It can be quite costly once you start getting into the deep retrofit work that needs to be done, in particular when it comes to decarbonizing properties and achieving net zero. Also compounded by the fact that this is becoming table stakes and things that tenants expect as just the way an asset is run. And so I would say it's operational disruption. It can be a bit challenging and overwhelming, the scope and scale of some of these improvements that need to be done. Again, when it comes to decarbonizing these properties or making a facility more accessible, being mindful of the tenant experience and coordination, because some of these projects can be quite substantial. Well, if owners are not thinking about shifting and rising tenant expectation and regulatory changes that we're seeing, in particular in Canadian and US markets recently, when it comes to regulation and the long-term impacts and financial costs of not doing something today is very real. And so what we're doing is we're working with our clients to help them really understand how material, if it is or it isn't, but the degree to which this is a material issue for them and their assets, and then working with them to integrate that into their overall business strategy. So rather than running ESG in parallel, really focusing in on harnessing how embedding it in a very smart and pragmatic way can be a really key enabler in helping them achieve their overall business objectives for, again, their funds or their portfolios or in a specific asset. We're seeing a big shift in particular with tenants, so the customer of owners, where we have financial institutions and other regulated markets, and they have set corporate commitments. Many of those have tied ESG performance and specific KPIs to their executive compensation. This is a very real thing for them, and they cannot occupy a space that's going to impede their ability to hit their overall ESG goals that they've set out corporately. So we really need owners to be understanding that this is not going away. It is only going to continue to accelerate. And when they're thinking about future-proofing their assets, they should be considering these things as part of the process. So there's quite a number of technologies. We work to understand prop tech, and we look at technology, again, as an enabler. Things that they can do today that will help them, while it may be low, moderate, high cost up front, done incrementally and phased in over a long-term approach will really help them achieve operational and commercial value. And so it's about, again, really taking a long-term view, understanding the complexity of ESG, understanding where performance needs to move and when it needs to move by, and then strategically stacking things like technology. So one example, recently, the federal government in Canada released its procurement requirements. And they've got a number of targets in terms of decarbonizing, achieving net zero, and the types of space that they can occupy for their offices or their commercial type of activities. And one of the things that they have indicated is that properties that they occupy where there is government fleet needs to have the EV charging infrastructure. So these are things that we're trying to get our clients to think about because this could be a limiter for them when they go to market and are looking to either attract new or retain existing quality tenants.